It is the beginning of December and it's time for the most awaited PS Plus extra games, and yet again GamingByte is up for predictions. So these are the games I would love to have in PS Plus extra games lineup in the month of December. Be sure to subscribe our channel and hit the notification bell icon. Starting off with the first game, which is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's a spectacular action-adventure game set in the universe of Star Wars right after the events presented in the third episode of the series. During the game we use, among others, a complex fighting system with the use of a lightsword. This universe-specific weapon changes and evolves with the hero. During duels, players can also create their own combinations of attacks and use different Jedi abilities. However, it is not always wise to attract attention. Sometimes it is better to use silent methods of eliminating opponents or to avoid friction at all. Platform elements also play an important role. Thanks to the power we can, for example, run on walls or perform extremely high jumps. Second game is Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is a legitimate remake of the second installment of the classic survival horror series by Capcom. After a period of brief tranquility, the deadly zombie epidemic strikes once again and the remaining civilians of Raccoon City start to turn into the bloodthirsty creatures. At the same time, a fresh police officer named Leon S. Kennedy arrives in the city along with a young girl, Claire Redfield, who was looking there for her lost brother. Right after the heroes face the first wave of zombies together, they are incidentally separated and subsequent events can be observed only from the perspectives of the two independent characters. Third game is Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, which is an improved version of Dark Souls 2. It's a continuation of the ideas of the original. In the game, the players travel a maze of interconnected locations in search for a remedy to the curse which plagues the protagonist. The most important aspects of gameplay are exploration, combat, and character development. Each fight, even with a basic enemy, is a considerable challenge and sometimes requires several attempts. Repetition and learning the game is a part of the gameplay. With the progress made by the player, the protagonist acquires experience that makes him more and more powerful. The players have complete freedom in shaping the character development and can customize his stats. The choice of weapons is also of great importance, as almost each of them has a completely different form of attack. Magic is also part of the combat, pyromancy, miracles, and other forms of spells. Fourth game is Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is an action game. The game takes place in a fantastic world of ancient Greece, full of beautiful buildings and breathtaking views, observed from a third-person perspective. In many ways the game resembles The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. We also have a large open world at our disposal, which we can traverse on foot, both horizontally and vertically, climbing rocks and other hills, on mounts or on wings acting as a glider. While exploring the available terrain, we come across numerous finds, new equipment, opponents as well as logic and arcade puzzles. The combat in Immortals Phoenix Rising is fast and dynamic, and duels take place both on land and in the air, depending on the location of our opponent's weak point. Fifth game is Insurgency, Sandstorm, which is a multiplayer shooter game. In the course of the game, we make use of various firearms, as well as a number of useful gadgets and tools such as smoke screening or aerial support calls. Insurgency, Sandstorm consists of a wide range of gameplay modes, both PvP-based and cooperative. The first ones, in which two 16-person teams stand up to fight, are Push and Firefight, where infantry soldiers fight on tight maps, and Capture the Base, in which on the vast battlefields we can use combat vehicles and flying machines. Modules based on cooperation of up to 8 players are the ones known from the previous part of the Checkpoint and Outpost series, as well as a new variant of the game, called Operation. Sixth game is Life is Strange True Colors, which is the third main part of the popular episodic adventure games series. The main heroine of Life is Strange True Colors is Alex Chen. The protagonist has been gifted with supernatural powers that allow her to read, absorb, and manipulate the emotions felt by others. When the feelings of the people she talks to, which she can see in the form of colored auras, are too strong, Alex is unable to face them and gives herself over to them. All this makes her perceive these abilities as a curse. That's all for December. Leave us a comment of what do you think about these games. If you have not subscribed our channel yet, now is a great time to do so. We upload new videos every day and the best way to see them is a subscription, so click subscribe and hit the notification bell icon.